Snowpiercer. The Host. Parasite. Regardless of how you feel about Bong Joon-ho's filmography, there is no denying that he has an incredibly unique vision, unlike anything I've ever seen, bringing us to his newest movie. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of Mickey 17. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do. At the end of the video, if you think I've earned it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Mickey 17 stars Robert Pattinson as, who else? Mickey, a down-on-his-luck guy looking to escape Earth with his friend Timo, played by Steven Yeun, after failing to pay back a loan shark when their macaron business goes under. So they join up on a mission led by shady businessman and failed politician Kenneth Marshall, played by Mark Ruffalo, and his wife Ilfa, played by Toni Collette, bringing a colony of people through space to a new planet, the ice planet Niflheim. Timo, he gets a cushy job as a pilot, but Mickey, who's not qualified for anything, is so desperate to get off of Earth, he signs up to be an expendable.
You're applying to be an expendable?
Yeah.
You read through the whole application.
Ain't that a kick in the head? Yeah, I should have read through it.
Once you die, we'll print a new version of your body.
Someone that's main purpose is to die for a mission, get reprinted, and then die again. But what happens when a Mickey accidentally survives a mission, and there's multiple versions of him walking around? Being a big fan of Bong Joon-ho's films, I was really excited for this. It was actually one of my most anticipated films of the year. But this is definitely a mixed bag, to say the least. To start with what works the best here, Robert Pattinson's the standout in this film. He's absolutely put through the ringer here with this performance and takes it all with sheer dedication. There's so many layers to his performance too, from him playing a scared loser to an overconfident psychopath, with all the clearly visible pain and torment along the way. And just like Jim Carrey in Sonic 3, along with Christian Convery and Theo James in The Monkey, there's a brilliant dual performance here after Mickey 17 and 18 meet each other.
It's as if we're two characters in a movie being played by the same actor.
Mickey 17 is the kinder, softer, do-good type, while 18 is abrasive, violent, and a little bit on the psychotic side. And the dialogue and the ways that they play off each other once they meet were great. Pattinson is just a really solid actor and can take whatever any film throws at him, and this is no different. Those that still write him off as a goofy, sparkling vampire that wears eyeliner clearly have not seen any of his films since the Twilight Saga.
This is the skin of a killer, Bill.
I also really like Steven Yeun's small part here and how delightfully smarmy he is.
Why don't you guys do rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll just shoot the loser.
Though I really wish we would have seen more of him. I really like this actor, and he wasn't really in the film all that much. Other standout performances here include Mickey's love interest, Nasha, played by Naomi Ackie, who's a very capable, strong woman, par for the course. But what really stands out is her chemistry with Robert Pattinson. It's nice to see a genuine, loving relationship depicted on screen that doesn't have any stupid, contrived ways to bring out drama. They just love each other and want to be together. Toni Collette is good here too, effortlessly portraying the kind of woman who's the real brains behind the operation, while doing everything she can to make sure her husband feels like he's in control and that he's the one making the decisions. There's also her obsession with sauces, which was weird.
You're weird. You're such a weird person.
While I'm talking about the stuff I enjoyed, this movie has a really twisted sense of humor, shown mostly in the first half revolving around the different deaths that Mickey experiences during his adjustment period to being an expendable.
Oh, wait. He's alive. It's fine.
Though once we get to the second half, this tends to take a backseat to the plot, but I'll get to that later. Also thought the visual effects were really solid here, between a practical, fully built out set for the space station, great costume design and prop work, pretty strong CGI, used mostly for the worm-looking things that inhabit Niflheim. Lastly, on the things I enjoyed, I really loved the ending here. The second half and the climax have some problems I'll get to, but the ending just made me smile and filled me with hope, and I definitely think that's what they were going for.
It's like so uplifting.
Now, to get to the stuff that I didn't like as much, which unfortunately is a little bit longer of a list than I would have preferred. To start with, the pacing is way off here. The first half hour or so until we get to the title card absolutely flies by, but it also throws heaps and heaps of exposition at the audience, speedrunning the world building here while kind of foregoing some crucial development for Mickey and the rest of the supporting cast. And while that was disappointing, I was really enjoying the first half of this movie, even more so as we get into the second act with Mickey 17 and 18 interacting with each other. But at a certain point, the movie screeches to a halt to bring the plot back, and then immediately after halting like that, it shoves in so many conflicts and conflict resolution with the Mickeys, Nasha, Kenneth Marshall, and the aliens on Niflheim, and the fun just disappears.
You're more of a fun vampire because you don't suck blood. You just suck.
It just sucks because this really was a unique, interesting, and kind of weird film, and then when they feel like they have to address the plot in the second half, it just sucks the life out of this movie and turns it into another typical human colonizers against misunderstood aliens climax. To talk about what else I didn't like in this film, Mark Ruffalo is awful here.
Case of multiples, it's just like we exterminate every individual.
What seemed like an interesting character at first just turns into an incredibly on-the-nose Trump parody, with him acting like either a misogynist, racist, total idiot, or just an over-the-top creep the whole time. And those veneers, I haven't seen anyone struggle to act through fake teeth this hard since Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's not bad, actually. It took some getting used to just before we shot. So I asked to have them almost a year prior.
Look, I could not care less if a filmmaker wants to parody a politician or bring some political stuff into the film as long as it's done right. And this really wasn't done all that well, in my opinion at least. This kind of felt like the last 2 seasons of The Boys with how over the top and on the nose this political stuff was. Kenneth Marshall's supporters even wear red hats. Overall, though this was one of my most anticipated films of the year, it ended up being more of a mediocre disappointment thanks to clunky pacing, way too much exposition, a disjointed plot that abandons all weirdness, fun, and poignancy in the second half, a generic climax, and a truly awful performance by Mark Ruffalo, though I feel like I might be one of the only ones that feels that way. While having some saving grace thanks to a great leading performance by Robert Pattinson, a strong supporting cast, a fun, weird, and darkly funny first half, great chemistry between Pattinson, himself, and Naomi Aki's character, strong visual effects, and an uplifting ending. And that's my review of Mickey 17. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it at the beginning. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down the description below, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. I'll take you to my spoiler review of the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews and my shorts. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week for my review of The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.